from the ECTV studio, and welcome to Etown Spotlight, a show where we highlight clubs and organizations on and around Elizabethtown's campus, showing that we make Etown unique. I'm your host, H.Zangwill, and I definitely did not wear this blazer today for a presentation. I have today with me the hide and seek cabinet members here, Jasmine Romano and Macy Cole. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. Can we hear a little bit about your personal lives, your majors and stuff first, and then we'll get into questions?
Yeah, of course. So my name is Jasmine, and I am a senior psychology major with a human services minor, going to Arcadia University next semester in their counseling program. So that's exciting but nerve-wracking at the same time. I'm involved in a couple clubs on campus, but hide and seek club specifically, I have been involved with it since my sophomore year, and right now I'm the secretary of the club.
My name is Macy Cole. I'm a first-year early childhood education major with a minor in architectural studies. I'm currently also involved in several other clubs, but Hide and Seek Club is the one that I'm the board member on right now. And then next semester I'll be taking over the role of vice president and social media coordinator as well.
Awesome, thank you. So I guess first things first, tell me a little bit about Hide and Seek Club, what you guys do, any big events coming up, and then we'll just go from there.
Yeah. So we actually did just have like our biggest event that we normally have called Tournament of Participants. We do it once a year, and it's every normally spring semester around this time. And that's when, well, you kind of, not Hunger Games styles, but you take on yourself and to win a prize pretty much. So this year they won a $25 Amazon gift card. Mm-hmm. And sometimes you go in as an individual, and then other times you go in to represent like a club or so. And if you go in as a club, then you help share the gift card. If you go in as an individual, then you keep it for yourself. So that happened just earlier this week. Turnout was a little wacky, but with the weather and everything, you never know what's going to happen there. But that's our biggest event, and then we do smaller events kind of like that, but not as high stakes throughout the 2 semesters.
Awesome, thank you. I guess, Macy, my next question is a little bit more for you. So tell me a little bit about what it's like being a first year in a club like this.
So through the acceptance student days and open houses, hide and seek was kind of brought up as like one of the major clubs, and it was like, oh, that's fun, like I get to be a kid again, I get to play hide and seek. And so I joined it right away, and I played hide and seek for their first event. And I was hiding in a bush with my roommate. It was the funnest of times. And then after that, we fell in love with it so much that we both became board members. And if I wouldn't have became a board member, I would not have known Jasmine and the other cabinet like I've got to know them so far. And it's truly become like a good friendship, and it's just been a great experience.
That's amazing. I'm really glad. I guess that leads into my next question as well. So if you guys wanted to share like a really cool memory you had, like a specific one about Hide and Seek Club, I think that'd paint like a great picture for the audience here about what Hide and Seek Club means to you and like how much fun they can have doing in the future.
Yeah. I mean, like Macy said, it definitely is kind of about getting to be a child again. Like that's because I'm currently the social media coordinator. So a lot of times I'll post, I'll be like, okay, bring out your inner child, put away the stress, just truly enjoy yourself, because we rotate between playing inside and outside. Mm-hmm. So one of my favorite memories is Amelia, our president, before we both took on higher roles. We, right by Zug, how they have those little window areas that you can go down.
Right. Her
and I both hid in ones in the same area, and then we just texted back and forth until we were found. And we just sat there and did that. And we were trying so hard not to laugh since we were right by each other. But yeah, we just kept going back and forth about it, and it was just a fun experience, and finally a debrief from all the craziness we call college.
That seems great. What about you? Any good memories?
So the first and really only time that I played hide and seek before becoming a board member, it was me and my roommate, and we saw the Instagram post, and we're like, yep, we're doing this. So both of us dressed up in black, like we wanted to win. We're both very competitive people, so to have that experience, we're like, let's go. So we get there, and I think we were hiding first. So there's a bush out front of Hoover. Mm-hmm. It's a very great bush because there's a cutout underneath it. So I managed to slide myself underneath this bush, and I hid in there, and I almost would have never been caught if I didn't stand up in the last couple seconds, because I was having enough of the bush. But that was really kind of like what did it for me. Is like I've never had that experience, and to have that at college is just something else.
That's great, guys. I guess my next question is, do you guys want to talk a little bit about like what it means, like I guess commitment-wise to be on the club? Is there any specifics about being board members you want to talk about? Really anything about that sort of aspect of the club?
Yeah. So it's one of the most low-stake clubs you can pretty much ever be in. Because, yeah, we still do bi-weekly meetings, but they last about maybe 20 minutes, and then if they go longer, it's probably because we're goofing off and just talking about random stuff that has nothing to do with the club. So in terms of the time commitment, it's pretty much not there. Like I said, 30 minutes maybe every 2 weeks, and then for the events, which are twice a semester, maybe for like an hour each. So that's really laid back, and at least now, our president now is also going to be our president next semester, well, next year. She kind of will send us opportunities and be like, what do we think? Do we have the time for this? Not have the time for it. We don't have the time for it, then we don't do it. She doesn't push it onto us because she also knows how it feels. So, I mean, especially them coming on us first years, I say, you guys have had pretty general success with that. You guys are both staying on the cabinet, so hoping we can grab some more board members. And we also, our treasurer has to drop, unfortunately, so we need some treasurer. We need a treasurer and some board members to keep the club going.
Do you know what the current size of the club is?
It kind of varies because we have a decent amount on our email list, but having them on the email list and how many people actually come, because then we also tell people to like bring your friends and stuff, and we have people come that like don't even go to this college sometimes because they'll just be here with their friends that weekend.
Right.
And so it's hard to give an actual number because it varies so much in participation. Like our first event in the fall semester, that's always our biggest one. Like it's filled with people, probably like 50 to 60 people. Like it becomes a huge thing. And then as it goes down, the events come a little bit smaller, but
makes sense. So you both mentioned social media. So you're the current social media manager, and then you said you're going to be taking it on next semester. Did you guys want to talk a little bit about the social media aspect of the club?
Yeah, so basically it's a lot of, I mean, just basic stuff. We use the stories to help promote like other E-Town stuff as well, just because everyone should represent one another. But then we also use it to broadcast like our events and that type of stuff, to gather more participants for that. And yeah, that's also just like pretty laid back. It's just nice to have like the visual out there to like explain to people, because it's one thing to have word of mouth, it's another thing for people to actually physically be seeing it.
Right. Do you have anything to add, Macy?
Yeah, so the Instagram is mainly what we use, and that is even how I got the role of board member, was through DMing on the Instagram, and we use that, and it's very a good thing to kind of get it out, and like Jasmine said, like that's our main source of getting it out to the whole school, not just to the people that are on our email list.
Awesome, thank you. Is there anything else you guys wanted to talk about specifically that I might not really have a question for you? Just any big things you want to talk about that's going on?
Not
participation, maybe, like not just board members.
Just participation. So like talk a little about that. Just anything you have about participation that's going on right now.
So the events, we currently just finished our last one, but for next year, they're very like we have maybe one or two each semester. And it's about like an hour, and usually it's on a weekend, like a Friday or a Saturday. It's a great way to kind of close out a busy, stressful week as a college student, and just kind of be a child again for a couple hours. And they're very fun. You should definitely go to them. Same thing, like if you feel so inclined, we definitely need you and your help. So please think about becoming a board member or a cabinet member as well. And how would they do that? Through the E-Town?
Yeah, they can just reach out to our social media.
So just reach out to our social media.
Leads me into, do you have any social medias you want to drop? Any closing remarks here?
Yeah, so Etown hide
Hide and seek.
like the letter N and then seek.
Yeah.
For Instagram?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'll put that on the bottom of the screen for you guys. Etown Hide and Seek.
Yes.
I think that's all the time we have today. Thank you guys so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I want to thank you specifically, Hide and Seek Club, for being here. This means a lot to us at ECTV. So yeah.
Yeah. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Elizabethtown Spotlight. I hope you guys had a great time watching today, and make sure to check out the Instagram for the Hide and Seek Club. We'll see you very soon on our next episode. Have a great night.